I don't think being a jack of all trades is a myth. I don't think being multifaceted, like the word exists for a reason because it's possible. Like, how can you possibly,
Say
how
that
could
again. Say that again.
the
Say that
word
again.
exists for a reason? Because it's possible. Like, who came up with that? A multifaceted person,
God
a
is an
multi
artist.
whatever person.
God's a
God.
multi-hyphenate.
Literally, he has billions and billions of children, and he's just on the piano going crazy.
Mozart.
He's literally a multifaceted being force.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we possibly not embody that when we're living through him? You know what I'm saying? So that's just rubbish to me. You know what I'm saying? Like rubbish.
That is like absolutely like gutter. I don't even know if they say that, but
I
don't wanna know. I'm just here to pop.
Welcome to the Golden Ghetto Podcast. This is a podcast for the collective to just really tap into conversations that will inspire and uplift creatives on their journey and just highlight everything that we're doing behind the scenes in the works. And I'm your host, Ayana. Today we have a special guest, the Quiet Storm. I want to read her bio so I don't get it wrong, because the bio is bioing, y'all. Today we have the privilege of diving into a vibrant world of a visionary artist. She seamlessly blends together photography, painting, filmmaking, screenwriting, modeling, and creative direction to create a world of her own. Period. Like, come on, come on now. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. You may know her as the force behind Storm Eye View Photography, capturing the essence of Black culture and the themes of love, family, spirituality, and sexuality. From the vibrant streets of Brooklyn to the diverse landscapes she captured through the lenses, Storm has sculpted a unique artistic identity that transcends boundaries. Today, we are privileged to explore her journey and inspirations and the impactful work she has contributed to the culture. Join me in welcoming the phenomenal artist.
There's a quiet storm, and it never felt like this before.
As we unravel the layers of our artistic visions right here on the Golden Ghetto. Period.
Wow.
I tried. I'm like, woo.
Wow. I love that.
Thank you. Of course. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed.
Okay.
I'm alive and well. So
I was thinking when I read that, I'm like, there's so much power in the name, like naming yourself. And I feel like it's very spiritual to be very intentional with what you allow people to name you and just everything. So how did you come to naming the Quiet Storm?
So Storm is actually my middle name.
Okay.
And so just that off rip, I'm just like, I have to do something with this. Like, there's no way this is about to be like my actual name and I'm not about to use it. But growing up, like, I was always referred to as the Quiet Storm. Like, I was always like the quiet kid, but like, I'm still a storm, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Like, it's still some energy up in there, some fire. But what really made me come across like the Quiet Storm being like the overall umbrella of like the things that I do, really just like my family, like just us as a collective. Like, my entire family is full of creatives. They don't like to admit it, but like they're all into like all the creative artistic things. So a lot of that was already embedded in my blood. And honestly, like, just like the different art styles that I've allowed myself to tap into kind of just started to unfold and started to make sense. And for a minute at first, I didn't know how I could incorporate them all together. But after a while, I was just like, there's a certain calling here that's like forcing me to like push all these things together. So the Quiet Storm is just like, it's the umbrella, and then all the other storms I view, the Kindle Storm, Thunderdome Studios, like all the stuff that I do beneath it, just like started to make sense.
Yes. Oh my God. That reminds me of, there was a poet that she would come on the stage, or even if you see like on American Idol, the girl that she has like a soft voice, but once she sings, she sounds like she Jennifer, like you get Jennifer Hudson. But it's like, just there's so much power in being the quiet one, because it's always those ones that really
be the quiet ones.
They really got something to say. It's like Lola Brooke. She's so tiny, but she got so much energy.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that. How did you get on your show?
Ooh, how did I get out of my shell? Am I fully out of it?
Mm.
That's
a
a
good question.
good question. I feel like I'm not fully out of my shell yet. I feel
Okay.
like I'm still so very young and I still have so much of life to experience and, you know, to really experiment with. I feel like life and just like growing up is just an ever changing like evolution. Like you're constantly changing, you're constantly growing, you're constantly learning new things, you're constantly a teacher and a student. So I just feel like, not to say like I will never get out of my shell. That's not at all what I'm trying to say, but I just feel like it's less of a shell and more of an onion. Like there's like layers that I'm like peeling back. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a second. Hold on. Because you're going to make me cry. You know, I use it. Wow.
But yeah, it's more of an onion. Like I have so many layers of myself that I'm just like just this year alone, like I've met so many different versions of myself. Like who I was 2 months ago, I just want to give her a hug. Like, girl, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be straight. In the next 2 months, I got you. Like it's really like that. It's really just discovering different versions of myself constantly.
That's so beautiful. I feel like, because I feel like we're programmed to say a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like the shell thing. And I never really, they say question everything nowadays. You really just have to question everything. And you have to really listen when people are asking you questions, because sometimes we answer prematurely. We answer sometimes to sound right. This is personally like, this is what I used to do. And I'm trying to just grow out of that. And it's like, we aren't in shells. We are onions.
Yeah.
We're onions. And that's so beautiful, because it's like, and I feel like being a multi hyphenate, a lot of people see our onions more than they do so other people, just because we do a lot of things. So I think that falls into my next question. You initially pursued performing arts before diving into your visual arts. Can you share the pivotal moment that sparked this transition, and how did it shape your artistic journey?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, so I grew up a dancer. I so badly wanted to be a ballerina. Like that was like, that's all I wanted. I didn't want anything else. I knew nothing about the visual arts. I was just like dance, dance, dance. That's it. But following my academic career, I actually went to a performing arts high school and like my major was dance. So following that, I was just like, oh, I have to major in dance in college. Like that's what I have to do.
Right.
So there was like difficulties in that because I was on like a wait list for one school and then I didn't get accepted into one school in their dance program. And then like I just wound up choosing the school that didn't like already pick me. So then getting into that point, I was just like, I don't want to go into school undecided. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I feel like that kind of pushed me to kind of explore my artistry outside of dance, because like that was just my main focus. And not to say I'm not still a good dancer, not to say I can't still do it in a different way, but it's more so just like I didn't want to limit myself to just that. Like I feel like there were so many other things that I could like learn and be good at and like actually make something from. So from being in that at that point where I think I was like 19 and I'm just like going right into school, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I picked up sound design for film. So random. I had no idea about the art form. I was just like, I'm just gonna do it because it sounds cool. I like films, kind of like I want to learn about it. But yeah, that like initial rejection, it hurt because I was just like, damn, like this has been the love of my life forever. Since I came out the womb, I was tap dancing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, my first love doesn't love me back. Like, what does this mean? Like, it was such a crazy shock. I was just like, whoa, like no way. Like they didn't pick me. Like,
Right,
are you serious? Like, I was like, damn, but like the other school did, and it was just weird. So that initial like rejection, yeah, it hurt, but like it definitely was needed, and it definitely propelled me in a direction that I would not regret. So
First of all, I feel like rejection is God's protection.
Oh, yes.
Seriously, I feel like there's so many times where, looking back at my journey, like I didn't get accepted to one school, and I had it's like we have a plan, but God always says bigger. He always says, this is your plan, but listen, I know your destination. Like I know, like let me lead your hand in the way. And I feel like it's our ego that really gets us. We think we know it. We think it's like, come on now. Like, first of all, how you not choosing me? That's
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean? What you mean? But it's
Right.
like there's a reason why those specific people might not see whatever in you that you see.
Right.
But as long as you see it first, that's literally all that matters. As long as you
Yeah.
keep affirming yourself in that journey and you continuously grow, I feel
Yeah.
like that's why we're here right now.
That's why we're here.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful to see the continuous journey just reap. Oh my God, that's so perfect. What would you say to your younger self in the moment of rejection? What would you tell her?
Woo. You getting deep.
I'm telling
touching
you,
my
like,
heart.
listen.
Damn. Well, first I would just give her a big ass hug. I would just hug that girl and squeeze her so tight. And I would just say, like, things seem so uncertain right now, and they might seem heartbroken, and they might seem like so murky, and you don't really know where you want to go. But I promise you, like, I got you. Like, no matter what, no matter where, no matter how many times we fall, no matter how many times we get our heart broken, no matter how many times we get a no instead of a yes that we want so bad, it's gonna be so worth it. Like, it's gonna be so worth it. And it's not even coming from a place of, oh well, they said no to me, so I'm gonna get a yes and I'm gonna prove them wrong. Nah, it's not about proving anybody wrong. It's not about like flexing or fronting or stunting. It's really just about, you know, internal. It's your internal purpose. Like, it's an internal purpose that you're walking through. It doesn't matter if somebody said no to you and somebody else is saying yes. It's more so just like you said, God has a certain path for you, and sometimes, you know, things seem a little weird, but don't question him. You never question him, you know? So that's what I would say to her. And she may not understand it at first. She might be like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. But then she gonna come around and she gonna be like, you dead ass right.
Every time.
Right. Every time.
Every time. You ever look back at your camera roll and you see,
Yes.
I was bashing myself at one point, like, oh my God, I need to get it. But I look at her like, bitch, you was bad.
Right.
Bitch, you
yes.
oh my God.
Yes.
Every time.
Every
Oh my
time.
God. How has your style and understanding of your various mediums you explore evolved over time? And what lessons have you learned along the way? That was one lesson, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. As far as my style, I feel like I always knew what I wanted my style to be, but I feel like I'm constantly learning how to sculpt it in the way that I really want it. Like, I knew my style was always going to be about black people. I knew it was always going to be about black gay people, black women, black men, black children, black aunties, black mommies, black grandmas, uncles. Like, I knew it was just going to be about black people.
Right.
Like, that is always at the forefront. Like, and this is not at all, what's the word? Discriminating against any other form of people.
Girl.
And I shouldn't even have to say that.
Yeah,
really.
no.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But people like to twist words
I
up.
know.
And I don't got time for that. But yeah, I just knew from the very jump, my foundation was going to be black people. How am I going to capture us in ways that are not conventionally told? And I say this a lot. Like, I don't, a lot of my work, you don't see slavery in my work. Like, you don't see black people getting killed in my work. You don't see, traumatic experiences in my work. And this is not at all, not making it seem like those stories still aren't important, because they are. Like, of course, like, we all have a common thing where certain stories like that overlap, and we have, there's like a certain bond that we have that we can't share with other people. But I do think there's a different way of communicating who we are without always having that be like, okay, this is why, at the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could talk about love, like love without trauma first, love without struggle. We could talk about family without, there being some sort of generational trauma trickling down. Like, we could talk about like empowering each other without always talking about the trouble stories that bring us to empowerment. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are different ways that we can celebrate who we are without being like, oh, take down the white man. Like, we know we gonna do that. Okay, we know that's gonna happen.
Come on.
But can we like talk about us? Like, forget about them right now. Can we talk about us? Can we talk about our beauty? Our influence, our blueprint, Like, that's literally who we are. Literally the
That's
footprint,
what we
you know what
is.
I'm saying? So, yeah, and to talk about your second part of your question, what lessons have I learned um so far? I think one, just being like, whatever I create, it starts with me first. Like, and everybody else can figure it out. Like, whatever I create, it has to make sense to me first. Like, yes, I am creating and I want people to receive my work the way I receive it, but sometimes they don't. And that's fine. Art is very subjective.
Yes.
Art is so subjective. No matter how beautiful and great, whatever type of masterpiece you make, it's always going to be subjective. There's always going to be somebody out there that's like, I don't really get that. Or like, I didn't get the message that you're putting out. That's cool. Like, you're allowed to interpret art the way you want to interpret it. Like, we weren't all born with the same mind. So I would expect you to have a different perspective. And I'm very receptive to that. I'm like, okay, like, that's a different angle. Like, that's not at all what I was going for. But I thank you for, sharing your thoughts, even if it might be like negative or insulting. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. Now I know not to talk to you. I'm gonna accept it. I'm gonna receive it. But it's like, wow, like, okay, that was a gut punch, but you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I definitely think that's one thing. Just like making sure that like it has to make sense to me first before I try to like make it make sense to other people.
I wanna speak on that. Healthy narcissism, like healthy self-awareness, like just putting yourself first, being assertive and not being afraid of being assertive.
Yeah.
And standing in your morals and your ground. Like, I'm still in this. I'm a learning process. I'm learning that right now. But that's a lesson I feel like I've constantly been saying. Like, just especially as an artist, you have to be so grounded and know thyself for real, because people will really transmute your art into something that it's never meant to be transmuted that way. But that's the beauty of art.
Yeah,
it's a beauty. It's yin and yang. It's when you go into an art store or one of those galleries, and I'm an artist myself, but sometimes I don't be knowing what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yeah,
and that's okay. I think that's okay. I be really trying to do that one. I be like, yo, I really don't know what I'm looking at. But that's the beauty of it. I be having to, and then the artist tells me what it's about, and I'm like, this? Like, wait, you know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of being an artist. I think that's beautiful. I think that's I think that's fab. I think that's so good. You said something before. You said what was one of the things that you said?
I was just like, black people.
The black people.
The whole time.
Okay, thank you, period. And look, I remember from that. In my poetry, a lot of the times, a lot of people write from a place of trauma. They don't take the time to write from a place of just being happy. And I feel like Hollywood needs to take a note from that. Whatever what you just said. Black art without trauma. Black art, we don't always have to be what they wrote us to be. We were never meant to be that. Yeah. That was never our intention. Right. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And I just feel like we need people like you. We need artists like you to just be able. Yes. No, sir. It's so. The reason why I was growing up, representation is so important. Oh, yeah. Like, my inner child fiends for just me being seen in a positive light. Me being seen. Someone telling me, you don't belong in a box. You can do it all. You can be the multi-hyphenate you're created to be. And just because I have projected feelings, like, or whoever's telling my younger self that, because people will place your fears on you. Like, oh, yeah. It's like what Jay-Z said. He was like, my uncle said, I could never sell 1 million records. I sold 1 million records 1 million times. Yeah. And it's so true. Like, I feel like because we're so programmed, we have to take the time to deprogram ourselves, uncolonize our mind, and really just add to the bigger picture, which is us without limits. Yeah. Us in the beauty form, us like just being us. Us being us unapologetically in positive lights. Like it's so important in poetry, in art, in film, because that's a form of how people get programmed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just creating those movies, creating those things. You are doing God's work. Seriously. And you are too. Thank you, girl. Listen, we doing it. we doing it. And shout out to us. Shout out to us because I feel like people are doing it a lot of ways, but it's like just to be here intentionally doing it, it's hard to find people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I agree. It's rare. I agree. And it shouldn't be that rare because listen, why wouldn't you want to see yourself in a higher light? Yeah. You know? I agree. Okay, yeah. Because that's what I be thinking. I'm like, we're so conditioned to be like speak like a low esteem, like having a low self-esteem and just stuff like that. We kind of don't even question these things that are thrown at us.
Yeah.
So to be able to question that, to be able to not only question it, but recreate something that answers that question in a positive light, that's I love this. Oh my God. I love that. You once said that I desire to create a space for us artistically without the need to project stories of trauma or trouble. My art reflects that we just was talking about that. My art reflects the other aspects of who we are and our influence along us as a culture. Assuming your goal is to tell stories about Black community that aren't conventionally portrayed in the media, how do you approach this mission through your art, and what impact do you hope it has on your perceptions?
That's a good question. Well, I feel like from the beginning, I knew like that's not the type of art I wanted to create. And this is like not at all disrespecting the Black artists that do create art that way, because it's still beautiful art. I just feel like I already knew that going into it. I was just like, this is not the intention or the path that I want to go down. This is not the legacy I want to leave behind. And I feel like the way that just having that state of mind impacted my work and impacted how it was received by the people that I, am performing in front of. I just feel like it already set the tone. Like, all right, this is the type. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh. Make sure. This is the type of shit she about to be making.
Hello.
And like you said, going into it unapologetically, like I'm not going to apologize for shifting people's perspectives of themselves. Like I'm not going to apologize for putting out stories that, show who we are in a different space. Like I'm not going to apologize for that, because it's like we deserve that. And I, similar to your point about like representation and things like that, I think that's interesting, because I feel like a lot of, media and television, older media and television kind of represents us in a better way. And I only say that because like I'm thinking about like, shows like Living Single or like That's So Raven, like shows like that. We were really shown in like a cool ass light. Like both mom and dad are at home. It's a full family. Like, brothers and sisters get along. Like, so and they're going through their own, their own turmoils. And like every once and again, racism and things like that pop up, because they have to. They have to. They can't neglect it and be ignorant. But I feel like in the phase that media has gone in since that, it has kind of went in a little bit of a darker realm. And not to say that that's still not important, but I just feel like, I don't know, media has this way of playing with us in a way. Like media has this way of kind of like, dropping seeds about like who we are and things like that. And it's like a lot of, not all, but a lot of the movies that come out about us are not even made by us. So like, I find that so weird. I find that so strange. But
oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know if that fully answers your question, but
girl, yes. Oh my, that's crazy, because people that don't understand us are creating movies about us.
Right. And that's so weird. It's so strange to me.
That's so strange. Well, I feel like it's strange, but when you like realize the type of society we're in, it's like, it's literally like the Matrix.
It's normal.
Yeah, it's like, but you had a point. Back then, the movies and everything were more, it was more healing to the soul. Now everybody want to be on demon time.
Yeah, and it's everything. Like, whoa, where did that come from?
Where the
angels?
I
don't want no demons near me. I don't play with the devil. I do not play with that man.
Listen, yo. Listen.
Not play with that.
Like, me neither. And I'm not going to lie, though. When I be listening to drill, sometimes it do get... it. But when I could feel the spirit.
Yes.
Like, I want to go to war. I feel like, if you give a good squad team a good drill playlist, they will be ready to...
Yes.
let loose, and that's very like that's crazy.
scary.
That it's scary. It's very scary. Adding on to that, do you feel like there are any books, films, or artworks that have influenced your artistic style?
Okay, so this has become like my favorite movie of like all time.
Oh my god, I'm excited.
It's called Really Love,
Ooh.
and it's starring Kofi Siriboe.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other actors and actresses in it, but I just remember him
Go
being the main character. But long story short, it's about he's a painter and he's navigating through the art world trying to gain his own solo show. And he comes across a very unexpected romance with a black woman. She's a law student. Everybody in the movie's black, by the way. All dark skinned too, which is like, but yeah, he's navigating through the art world, comes across this girl, law student, very smart, very ambitious. And they're like going through their own tit for tat in their relationship, and then he's going through it in the art world. And just the way love was captured in that movie, like not a glimpse in there did you see like trauma or nothing. It was like other like real life problems. Like I'm going through it with my girl, I'm going through it in my career. Like it was like, whoa, like that was like one of the first newer movies that I've seen that has captured something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched that movie like 1,000,000,001 times. I was like, I could recite some of the lines. Like it's kind of crazy.
I love those type of movies. I love that because that's when you know.
That's when you know. But I will say another film that it's another newer film that I have like really harbored a lot of love for is Queen and Slim.
Oh,
like come on.
Oh, the images, girl.
It's the cinematography in that movie, the costume design, the music style. They have my girl Solange up in there. Like Melina Mazukas knows what she's doing. Like she is like one of the most incredible visionaries I have ever like witnessed. Like her work is insane. So that movie, I was just like, yeah, this has her written all over it. She's like her, like Melina Mazukas. If I were to pick like I don't want to be like anyone. But if I were to pick someone that I would want to be like, it would be that woman right there. With a glimpse of Solange, like I'm good. I'm goated. Yes. She's
you want to
incredible.
know the people that you admire?
Yeah.
Is the people that really reflect you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Seriously, I feel like we're attracted to things that we are like that we see in ourselves, but you know what I'm trying to say? So listen, her eye make the stars look like they're not. Girl, oh my God, I literally, oh my God, that movie's a movie. Only thing is, I was like, I wish the ending had a better, but listen,
we knew that though.
I know
it would have been way too good to be true, way too easy.
But no way, but
not too good to be true, but too easy.
Yeah,
too
I know.
Yeah,
I know, but that was fucked up. That shit had me like, oh.
My favorite part. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about it.
Okay.
My favorite part in that movie is the part where like they're like processing and they're like making love and like going back and forth.
Oh my
that is my because that part is so raw. Like it's so raw
God.
and so real. Like I love that part.
I really gotta rewatch it because I wanted to recreate like I wanted to recreate something of that. Like I seen a couple and I'm like, I feel like that would be great to like recreate that. Just because that movie was just so inspiring to me because I gotta rewatch it.
Right, I gotta rewatch it now.
I'll rewatch it. We're gonna come back to this. Being a Renaissance woman requires a lot of self-care and intentionally to stay grounded and true to yourself. Right. What does your self-care routine look like to you to avoid burning out?
Wow. Ooh, I gotta think about that one because
me
too. This is gonna sound like kind of like bad, but like I let myself burn out a lot. I do, like just being real and raw with you, like I do, and I think the intentions behind it is like pure, but like it still doesn't justify, girl, like get it together. It's just like I want whatever I'm chasing, I just want it so bad, and I don't provide myself the space to sit down. Like I really don't. Like it'll get to a point where my friends are like, do you ever like sit down? Like, do you ever just like stay home and not work? Like, get off your laptop, like, and do nothing? And I'm just like, and like, it's like, no. And it's like, I feel like now, like in very recent months, I've tried to carve out time and space for myself just to just be like we were talking about earlier,
Mhm.
just to just be. Like
Mm.
it'll be times like I work at an art gallery, so like whenever I'm not working, like I try to like go out and see other shows, or like during my lunchtime, like I go for long walks and I go to see the other shows on the block, or like I actually have bought a few books, so I want to get back into reading, or like I got these like journals that like have certain prompts in them that you follow and like write
Mhm.
based off the prompt. So I bought those. Like I try to like I don't know, I find a lot of like peace in writing, and like I used to write a lot, so like I feel like getting back into that is kind of like helping me kind of cope through like the busy wave. Um and also just like I don't know, like I feel like even though like I'm trying to find ways to not burn out, like whatever it is, it's still art. Like I'm
Yeah.
writing, like I'm still going to see art shows.
True.
Like no matter what I do, it's gonna be art.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be art. Like it's gonna be something artistic. Like a while ago, like I used to go to like poetry shows, so like that's still art. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yes.
still gonna be within that realm. But like I feel like I'm going into it knowing that like I'm not actively creating right now. I'm not
Mhm.
actively trying to produce something. I'm really just
Going.
enjoying this for what it is.
Wow.
You know?
Yes. Oh my
So
God. Yes.
yeah.
There's so many moments where I felt like I burnt out or whatever too, but
Yeah.
really I'm just refueling myself. It's like
Mhm.
that's just like a gas in a car.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
literally you have to just find moments to refuel, and
Mhm.
that for me it's like going to anything art.
Yeah.
Literally, like even being in like being around here and like
Mhm.
just walking in Soho, you
Mhm.
just see people with like the craziest outfits on.
Yeah.
That can like spark an idea.
Mhm.
Museums too. Me going in a museum, going on a walk, listening to
Mhm.
very intentional music,
Mm.
or listening to music that don't got no lyrics at all.
Right.
So you can really tap into whatever you're trying to say in your creative field.
Yeah.
So I think that was beautiful. Allow yourself to burn out so
Mhm.
that you can re
Mhm.
like spark.
Mm.
That was so good.
Yeah. But I also think too, like I think it's less about allowing myself to burn out and allowing myself to take a pause before that even happens. Like I don't even want to burn out anymore. I don't want that to be a norm. Because I feel like if I burn out too much, I'm just gonna be done. And I don't want to get to that point where it's just like I can't.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to reach that. It's more so just like pause. Let's breathe. Let's relax for a second because you're about to that candle wick is about to be gone.
Right.
Let's refocus, let's recycle, reuse, whatever, refresh before that even happens. Like we don't want to get to that point.
Yeah,
You know?
it's true.
Yeah.
Balance.
Ba-
balance. Balance. Get balance.
But balance is a myth sometimes.
Oh, shit.
It's a myth. It's a myth.
It is a myth. So how can you balance when you want to balance? Oh my God. But how do you, so a lot of people tell me like, you can't, they always tell me you can't do it all. Whatever. How do you feel about that quote, like the jack of all trades, master of none? And how do you find ways to pour into all of your passions?
Wow, it's crazy you say that. And something told me you was gonna say the word pour because I remember I was watching this Joey Badass interview. By the way, that's my husband. I'm so obsessed with him. I love him.
And you know, you kind of give that his girl. I'm like, you fake dude. Listen, man. Listen, I don't want to say too much.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But yeah, I was watching one of his interviews. It was a recent interview. And they asked him like, kind of similar to that question. But they basically was like, his answer was, I knew that I needed to make myself the priority. And he was basically saying, how can I possibly pour into my art, pour into my music, pour into my acting, pour into loved ones if I'm pouring from an empty cup? And I took that and was like, yo, because that's so real. Like, how can you possibly, delve into all the things that you love and delve into the people that you love if you're not even full, like you're not even nourished, You know what I'm saying?
You're malnourished.
You're malnourished. How can you possibly nourish others if you're malnourished like that? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't think being a jack of all trades is a myth. I don't think being multifaceted, like the word exists for a reason because it's possible. Like how can you possibly
Say that again.
The word exists for a reason because it's possible. Like who came up with that? A multifaceted person,
God
a multi
artist.
whatever person.
God's a multi-hyphenate.
literally, he has billions and billions of children, and he's just on the piano going crazy. Mozart. He's literally a multifaceted being, force. So how can we possibly not embody that when we're living through him? You know what I'm saying? So that's just rubbish to me. You know what I'm saying? Like rubbish.
That is like absolutely
like
gutter. I don't even know if they say that, but
I don't know.
I love the accents. But that is so true. I feel like we need to stop as a culture telling people what they can't do, especially when we haven't done it.
Right.
Like, come on now. If you ain't a multi-hyphenate, don't tell me I can't be one.
Yeah.
Because it's just because you believe you can't. And that's the only reason why you can't.
Yeah.
Because everybody can do multiple things. We've just been conditioned to have this like they've been handed us a menu, and we're accepting everything that's on the menu. Yeah. When you see a menu on a restaurant that you're at and they don't got what you want, go somewhere else.
Right.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Tell them that, I'm one for like when my food don't taste good, I'd be like, I'm sorry, it's not good.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, please.
Yeah.
But I just be like, no, seriously, like I'm not liking this, and then you get it exchanged to what you want, or you find another place. But don't ever tell somebody that you get what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I feel you.
oh my God, I feel like that's so needed now in this generation, because we are only what we believe we are. And if you believe yourself to be this when you're really this, you're the only one holding yourself back. That's why I love Kanye, because Kanye he got his ways, but he believes in himself, and that's why he's made it to where he is, because his mind is extraordinary, and he allows it to be extraordinary, and he speaks it into existence, and he tells people before they give them the thing. You know how many people I've told people like who I was gonna be or what I wanted to do, and they were like, "Nah, how you gonna do that?" And now they're like, "Yo, bro, your energy is crazy. Yo, what you do, my nigga? Are you serious? Like, you serious right now?"
Yeah.
And that happens all the time. That literally happens to everybody, and that's really because they put limits on themselves, so they expect you to be limited, and that's not your problem. That's leave it up to them and God. But they had to find out. You know what I'm saying? But just as any multi-hyphenates out there that you feel like you can't do what you could do it. You just have to pour into yourself first, and you have to make sure your plate is good, and then you have to take it one step at a time. You have to divide up. You got to get a plan. It's a lot to the process.
It's a lot.
It is a lot to the process,
and it's not for the weak. And it's not for the weak-minded, you know?
Yes. What does your process look like to you? I'm like, what the process is.
My process. Ooh. Can you like delve into that a little bit more?
So my process with my multi-hyphenate, so I do things like poetry, dance, art, painting as well, but that's more of like my lower mediums. One of the things I'm pursuing right now is my clothing brand, but people are like, how do you find time for all of them? It's more schedule for me. I feel like we're 24 hours in a day, or 12 hours in a day is a lot. That's a lot for me.
Okay.
Because I'm saying, like, people are like, oh, you only have the same hours as Beyonce. That's what people be saying. And it's like, it's annoying. But is that true? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, her work ethic is there because she plans accordingly. She knows that time. You can't get time back. You can get money back. You can't get time back. So the first thing is being intentional with your time. I'm getting to my organized girl era, but I was an unorganized girl. And you can't be a multi-hyphenated and unorganized, because then you're everywhere, like they say. But I'm also just finding a way to make everything make sense. So with my clothing, with my commercials, I have dancing, I'll have poetry in it. I'll have, or I find, and I also, my first step would be finding communities where those things that you like are there. Because when you get consistent, they'll hold you accountable. Like they'll have dates, they'll have systems in place where you can't be like, oh, I don't feel like doing that. It's like, no, I have a poetry event to go to. I have a dance class. It's on Saturday. I need to sew today because my customer ordered. Yes, like you get what I'm saying. So just having those systems in place that's how I keep my passions for pour into it. But how about you?
I mean, very similar. I feel like for a while I allowed myself to be all over the place. And I feel like because I've, found more people in my community, I've found more connections, I've, found more skills within, like, just like practicing and just doing things over and over again.
Right.
Like all of that, not really caring about being organized, really caught up to me. And it was like, now you need to get it together, because now you have a clientele, you have people who want to work with you, you have people who want you to work with them on their stuff. Like now you have all these other personal projects that you want to start doing. You gotta plan. You need a planner. Your planner needs to become your best friend. Your idea journal needs to become your best friend, which they both have. Like I feel like those are my two top besties right now, because like as far as like planning things out and having things scheduled, like I feel like that in itself has already been like a very strong anchor for me, because like my mind, like even within this conversation, my mind is running on 100 miles per hour. Like I'm very present.
Yeah.
But like back here, I'm like, girl, okay, make sure you remember to do this when you get home. You still gotta finish that commission piece. Like you gotta send it out. Like it's things like that. So I'm just like, I can't be unorganized and have my mind running at 100 miles per hour. It just doesn't work that way. Like that's just crazy. Like I don't want to drive myself insane. So yeah, just writing, like I said earlier, writing stuff down has been so key. Like it'll be so random. I come up with an idea, I'm like, oh my god, I need to write this in my notes. I need to physically write it later on. Like that has been like a very helpful resource. Is always having a pen and paper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And when you don't have a pen and paper, yeah, Apple Notes.
Oh yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
Now listen, a nigga can go through my text messages. If he go through my notes,
yeah,
might got a problem.
No, that's gonna be a problem.
Listen, like, just
that's
saying.
gonna be a problem. Yeah.
I feel like you just really dive into.
Yeah, that's a sacred place. Like very protective of like.
It needs like a password.
It needs a pass.
Do they have that?
I don't know.
Probably.
Apple
They got it.
They do. We need to get on that.
Like.
We need to get on that.
You gotta protect your peace. Seriously, that's one of the places I feel like it definitely could be a piece. But to-do list too. To-do list.
Yes.
Those are very, very helpful. Oh my God, a calendar. I'm gonna make an Amazon storefront for this. It's like it's a whiteboard. And then there's 3. It's like monthly, weekly, and daily.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, read 12 weeks a year and plan your years by 12 weeks.
That's smart.
That's what the rich people do.
That's crazy.
And you know that these big companies, whatever they have outreach now, like whatever's shown now, it's like a year in advance.
Yes.
They a year ahead of us.
Like at my job, like they plan for exhibitions like 3 years in advance.
Yes.
I'm like, what? So they're already working on like 2020. What is it? 2024?
Yeah.
They're already working on 2027. Like already, they already have all this. I'm just like, wow. So that's helpful.
Yes.
That's serious.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Cute. We in Q4 right now.
Yeah.
We in Q4.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
Let's talk about vision boards, because I feel like vision boards. When I did my vision board, everything on my vision board, I wasn't really so specific on my vision board, but I feel like that was something also that really helped me getting at really just seeing everything caught out and just and you know how you said like I don't want to be anybody, but if there's somebody that I want to just practice their energy, is this person. I feel like having visuals of who you see yourself being like is very important.
Oh yeah,
because it helps you just realize that first of all it's possible, and once you believe it, you can achieve it.
Yeah.
You know what this is like? You know the things that we learn when we're younger that our parents tell you, it always comes full circle now. And it was
Always comes back.
like the simplest thing, like all those
Yeah.
things, like when people are out, like when they talking too loud, it's like use your inside voices.
Yeah.
But it's like seriously, like
Yeah.
you just be needing that little reminder of what everything that we learned when we were younger to embrace now. Do you use vision boards?
I do. It's weird though. I don't really use it for like my own personal like growth. I'm like vision board visual queen whenever I have to like make projects and stuff. And like I don't really just incorporate pictures and things like that. Like I incorporate like writing, I incorporate just like details of like what I want to see, what I want to do.
Right.
But I've never actually made a vision board for like personal
Stuff.
like growth or anything like that.
I feel like you should.
So now I should.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the vision boards. I feel like we all have different ways of growing and things, but I just feel like visualizing it, especially as a creative,
Yeah.
because we're constantly manifesting things. I just find out like you're manifesting a meal, making it in the kitchen. Like you thought about it, you conjured it. We're like magicians daily, and we don't take the time to really like intentionally be like, yo, like I'm turning something into nothing into something.
Yeah.
Constantly. And that's how I feel like that's our power of being humans. That's our power of being artists. That's our power of just being. And we have to take advantage of that because it's not something that comes easily. Like I just seen something that Raymonte had posted on TikTok, and I love Raymonte, but it was just he said when you get a nose clog, you forget how much value your nose had when you could breathe like easily. That happens to me all the time. Like when I have a cold and I have like a sore throat, I'm like, damn. Yesterday I dead like I could breathe.
Yeah.
And now I can't. So we just that's just to say like take advantage of the time that you have and the that you can manifest, that you're literally the creator of your reality. And even if you feel like you're not, you still you have the power of choice. Yeah. And that's one of the most like greatest powers there is to have. So I think that's really, really cool. You posted a quote that said earlier, "Dear artist, begin to think of your work as a poem to your younger self."
I just posted that today. That's mad funny.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna ask her about this. She literally, remember, I think I swiped them with her like,
you
what?
did.
I'm like, no, because it hit me. It did hit me.
Nah, facts.
If she laughing because she literally just posted this like today. If you could go back and talk with her,
that's mad funny to me.
Nah, that's funny to me too because I get what you literally just wrote this. But if you could go back and have a talk with your younger self, what would you tell her?
I mean, like I said earlier, like I would just tell her everything is gonna be better than okay. Like whatever you're going through right now, whatever troubles you're going through right now are still very much validated. And whatever troubles you're gonna go through your teen years, young adult years, your grown woman, grown, old woman years, like it's gonna still be validated, still be important, still be a testament to your story. But you're gonna be fine. Like you, loved ones, friends, all the people that are like in your intermediate circle, like you're gonna be okay. Y'all are gonna be good. And that sounds like such a simple answer, but like for me, that's a really deeply seated form of reassurance. Like just knowing that you're gonna be fine. Like everything that you desire in this life, you're gonna get. You're going to get it. Like one way or another, like you're gonna receive a lot of no's, a hell of a lot of no's. But all those no's are gonna amount to a billion yeses. Like everything that I had from the moment I was this big to wherever I go from there, I'm gonna attain everything that I want. And I already know that. Like I already know it. It's been happening. Like it's literally been happening. So how can it not continue? You know? So yeah.
I feel like too, like it's not luck. Everybody thinks, oh my God, you're so lucky. No. I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. Yes. Clap for the heavyweight. Come on now. Like, you get it. The girls that get it, get it.
Yeah.
And if you're a girl that don't get it, get to it. Get it. Because you should be able to get it. If everybody was walking out with this confidence, the world would be a better place.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I love to see a girl talk her shit. I love to see a
Mm.
girl stand on her thing. Because when I see her, I'm like, yo, like, that's a bad bitch.
Mm.
The baddest of the bads. And
Yeah.
it's reflecting on me. Like, its energy is transferable.
Mhm.
Words are spells. You
Yeah.
speak this onto
Yeah.
yourself, and you speak greatness onto yourself, and you don't be afraid of how people will take that, because at the end of the day, you lay in the bed you make. You're gonna go home to. They're not paying your bills. Not it's bigger than the bills though. They're not paying your soul. Like, they don't.
Yeah.
The energy you put out.
That was good.
Come on. Come on now. They not doing shit for you, but having an opinion, and everybody's gonna have an opinion on you.
Oh yeah.
My mom has an opinion on me like 10 times per day.
Mm.
Everything great? No. But that's why I got tough skin. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just think that's so profound. Like, everything is gonna be okay. I think I seen a interview with Izza, and she had said, literally, if she would have told her younger self something, it would be like, chill.
Yeah.
Like, chill.
Relax.
Take a breather.
Yes.
But everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Literally, everything's gonna be okay. That's so fire. Looking ahead, what aspirations and goals do you have for your artistic journey? Are there any specific projects or collaborations you are dreaming of pursuing?
Wow. I feel like I have a whole plethora of aspirations and projects, but I know for certain I'm gonna work with Solange. I know that's gonna happen. I'm gonna work with Joey Badass. That's good. Like, I literally have it. I'm wearing him today. Like, I'm wearing him right now. Like, I'm literally like, those, like, Melina Mazuka is, like, obviously, like, those are, like, my top 3, like, as far as, like, visionaries, like, musical, like, just, like, overall style, swag, the way they carry themselves, their mindset, like, that, like, I already know that's going to happen. As far as, like, other aspirations, like, I just know, like, wherever the place that I want my career to go, I know I'm gonna receive some shit. I know I'm gonna receive some obstacles and go through some challenges. Like, that's just life. Life does that. But I know I'm gonna get there. I might be a little bruised up. I might have a little cut on my arm, but I'm gonna get there. As far as, like, projects and things like that, like, I just want to keep creating out of love. Like, that's really it. Like, that's the foundation of my work. Love is always at the core. It's always the heart of everything that I do. So I just want to continue to maintain that. I want to continue to stay true to me. And every phase of my life that I get to, I want to remember that I'm doing this for little me. That is never gonna be lost. Woo, getting a little emotional.
Yes, no, I'm crying because when I really be getting emotional, I be laughing too. But you got an emphasis now. You ain't gonna see these things. No, serious.
Not for real, but like, yeah, like, all the, like, personal projects that I have going on, like, I just know, like, the caliber of work that I'm gonna be producing is gonna be at a much more experienced, higher level. It's gonna be quality work that is received well. I know, like, the visuals are just gonna get better. My studying of, like, my artistic forms is gonna get better. Like, the skills that I have are just gonna improve. The circles that I have around me are gonna get tighter, and not in a way that's like I'm not messing with nobody anymore, but it's gonna be people that really deserve to be around me and really deserve to absorb my energy.
Wow.
You feel me? So yeah, I just know that, like, this level of confidence that I have is just confidence. It does not come from a conceited nature. It does not come from being cocky or none of that. Because I had none of this. Like, growing up, I literally, like, confidence was like a very foreign language to me. I did not speak it at all. Like, just me sitting here and saying this out loud in this space, like, my teenager self was just like, wow, girl, you saying all this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yeah, like, I just know wherever I'm gonna be, whatever I'm gonna be doing, it's gonna be some shit.
Hello, let's talk about it.
It's gonna be some shit.
Oh my God, girl.
Yeah.
That everything you just said, first of all, it resonated.
Yeah.
Ever since I was young, like, foreign language, confidence being a foreign language, and it's just me sitting in my light, and then people telling me now, like, chill, like, you know, and it's like, why?
Why?
I'm a chill girl, but there's
Yeah.
moments where you can be chill, and then there's
Yeah.
moments where you're mutable.
Yeah.
And I see you. I really see you, and I'm so proud
Wow.
of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of everything that you're doing, everything that you're contributing to the culture. Your intentionality, the love, creating and love, like that's just, it shouldn't be rare, but it is. And the fact that you're doing it constantly and actively and beautifully, like I commend that. I know everybody else commends that. It's in your work. The quiet storm, she's not so quiet, but she is like, yeah, right. I'm like, but no, but you are like, you're a force. You're a force, and
Thank you.
and the style is there, y'all. Can we take a moment? Can we take a hold on? Cause she got the FUBU.
You know what I'm saying? Like, got the food on, you know, like, y'all didn't even see the back of the jacket. Like, the back of the jacket.
Oh, chill. I was just saying like the Aaliyah part, but you get what I'm saying? Is you're giving from here to here, and you're inspiring the girls. You're inspiring me, and I just want to see you continue to be you. I'm rooting for you. We was all rooting for you. You like Tyra Banks, but that's it for the episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for providing us with your wisdom. This is our first episode. And
This is your first?
Yes, it's literally.
Oh
yes,
my God.
This is literally our first. Oh my God, no stop.
Wow.
Yes, we're in a studio.
We're in the stew.
We in a, like, this is, come on now. Like, I don't got no words. I just love the way that I look like. And listen, I'm born on Tupac's birthday, so it's my word today. You know what I mean? So I feel like real Gemini energy in the
right,
side.
Gemini.
Wait, what's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's my Cancer says. Shout out Haja. Thank you so much for coming. I want you to come in. Come TDS Cash, please. I just want to shout out the team. The team is small, but it's very powerful. And I'm so thankful for you guys. Seriously. For doing everything that you guys have done for me. Shout out to Golden Ghetto Podcast. Listen, we redefining Black one video at a time, because all my people in the hood deserve a golden mind. Until next time. That was good, right? That was my outro. Hey, it's 7:30!
Wow!